Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be.
Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Bria and I create encouraging, inspirational lifestyle content to help uplift you when you need it the most and to just remind you to take things day by day. So today's video is just going to be a monthly reset. So this is going to be the first time I've ever done this kind of video or I ever created this kind of content. And I feel like it was important for me to do this because I have been having trouble over the last couple of months with staying consistent and staying motivated. So we are moving into September, leaving August, and one of the things I am so glad about going into the fall is not just because of the aesthetic, because first of all, I love the fall aesthetic. I love like when it gets cooler outside and like it's not too hot, but it's also not too cold. And I love like the pumpkin spice lattes. I love just the entire vibe of fall, but it's also walking into a new season. I feel like the summer was so fast paced, which it usually is when it's warmer weather, and I feel like I'm just ready for things to kind of slow down a little bit. In this monthly reset, I'm going to show you how I set up my calendar and plan ahead, and I'm also going to show you how I budget for the month financially. I'm also going to show you the type of goals that I set for myself each month. So let's start by recapping August. So August, I feel like I walked into the month just honestly, I don't even feel like I walked into the month. I feel like I was thrown into the month of August, y'all, because I was not prepared. I really didn't do any budgeting for my finances. I really did not plan ahead on my calendar as far as work related meetings, appointments, school projects, because as you all know, or if you did not know, I am studying to get my master's and I started school back or started classes back in July, and I really spent a lot of the month eating out. I was ordering fast food, eating a lot of junk food. Very rarely did I cook at home and actually prep out healthy meals, which is something that I was doing at the start of summer. I felt like I was meeting all of those goals, but I feel like as the summer went along and my birthday came around, I just started falling all the way off. So this month, one of the first and most important goals that I want to achieve is getting back into church. I feel like school has really knocked me off the course a little bit, and I spend most of my Sundays just either working out, and once I work out, I go right into studying and working on my projects. I will watch a sermon or I will watch church online, but it is not the same thing for me as actually being there present and actually there in person. Goal number 2 is another spiritual goal for me is I really want to just reset in my prayer life and just reading the Bible more frequently. I really want to make that goal number 2 and get back into those routines because they really set the tone and set the course for not just how my day goes, but just, you know, all areas and aspects of my life. Alright, so goal number 3 has to do with finances, and this goal I want to set up 2 separate funds, and I want to start each month putting money aside into those 2 funds, and that is a home fund and a travel fund. I want to be very intentional about how I spend my money, not just using up all my spending money just to go and have experiences and travel. While I want to have experiences and travel, I want to make sure that I'm setting up a separate fund for these things. So I want to talk a little bit about how I do those particular things when I get to the budget aspect of this video, and show you guys how my budget and financial spreadsheet is set up. Another goal I want to set is a fitness goal. I want to return to my fitness classes and do those twice a week. I try to work out at least 3 times a week, and I usually go 5 times a week, but I set that minimum just in case I may miss a day or I feel like I need to take a break. And one of the things I do is I am a part of a fitness class at my gym, but I'm gonna be honest, the last 2 to 3 weeks, y'all, I ain't been going to that class, and that's not good because I paid my money. I paid for a membership, so I need to make the most use of it, and I need to be showing up to class. School has gotten in the way of this a little bit, where I sit up and I do schoolwork probably late into the hours of the night, and I just don't want to get up in the morning on time. So my next goal is probably the hardest one. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, y'all. My next goal is to eat at home all September, with the exception of weekends and any planned outings that I already got set aside. So I have a couple of outings planned this month, so of course I'm not gonna eat at home at that point, but during the week, Monday through Friday, I need to be eating at the house. And maybe not necessarily meal prepping, because I will still be in school throughout the month of September. And one of the things with Sundays is, you know, I already want to get back into church, so that will take up a chunk of my time. And then I will probably spend the rest of the days outside of that studying and working on any projects that I may have for my class. So that leaves me little to no time to meal prep. And that's honestly how it's been the last couple of weeks, or the last few weeks. I have not been able to meal prep. So a lot of the meals that I do eat are quick and easy meals where I don't have to make as much, unless there's like a random day where I don't have anything to do and I will actually cook. The last goal I have is not too big of a goal, but I want to declutter my space. So that is like cleaning out junk, cleaning out clothes, if there's anything that I don't use anymore, donating, get rid of it. You know, I like to deep clean or declutter like at least twice a year. I do it for spring cleaning, so when I'm going into fall and I'm pulling out all of these winter clothes, fall clothes, and there's things that I don't wear, I like to just give it away. I don't see the need of keeping stuff that I don't need. Actually, that's not the last goal. Last goal is YouTube. So my goal is to put up at least 3 YouTube videos this month. I'm only gonna do that, and I'm only gonna set that kind of goal because I don't want to set unrealistic expectations, and I also don't want to promise y'all anything that I don't deliver on. Now let's get into this budget, okay? I want to show you guys the budget spreadsheet that I use, and kind of how I run through that every month. I kind of already went ahead and set it up, so all of the funds that I need to allocate towards my specific categories, I've already done that. But I'm going to run through the budget sheet. I'm going to show you guys what I use, how I budget, and just kind of rehash my financial goals for the month. I know so many people have all these fancy budget tools out that they be wanting you to buy and all of this stuff, but I don't use that. I just use an Excel spreadsheet that shows me an overview summary of the month as far as my monthly income versus my monthly expenses, and also any savings that I have for the month, and it shows me the percentage of what I'm spending for the month. And so here is the overview or summary tab. This is an Excel spreadsheet of my personal budget, and as you can see, this is just the summary tab, which it has the total monthly income. I don't have that here, but let's just say, for example, that I made $10,000 this month, and it will show you that. And I have my total monthly expenses budgeted out, but I don't have the actual amounts in the particular column, so you won't see that just yet, but I'll come back and show you. And total monthly savings at $500. So that shows you a cash balance of $9,500. So mind you, this is just a placeholder. This is just a make-believe number. I will manifest it and pray that I can make $10,000 a month. But going into the second column, you can also see another tab where you can populate your income sources, and you can populate that monthly income amount that you have. So again, I'll just put that $10,000 placeholder here. And if you have a second income that you want to add, you can feel free to add that, so you can just see all of those laid out. Next tab has all of the monthly expenses, so that's rent, bills, groceries, entertainment, all of the things that you would spend in a month, even down to subscriptions. So as you can see, I have this little subscription corner over here that kind of tells me each of the subscriptions I have and the amount of money that I spend on those a month. As we all know, I do not know if that Apple one is accurate because they like to play a lot. As you can see, you see the amounts that I have budgeted for all of those categories. So the categories I don't have too many. I have my rent, I have my electricity bill that I pay. Gas is not gas bill, that's actually gas as far as my car. So I kind of allocate a certain amount each month that I want to spend on gas, depending on how much I travel, because I work from home and I do not drive that much. Then I have my cell phone bill, I have groceries, I have the student loan tab blank as of now because I'm actually still in school, so right now I'm not paying anything towards that. I have my credit card debt or any other debt that I may have. So that's not just credit cards, that's also if I, for example, say if I have something on Afterpay or pay for something using Afterpay or Affirm, those will fall into that category. I have my car insurance. I do have tithes and offering here as well. I have the gym membership that I have. Personal care, that will include things like hair, nails, anything that I would do for self-care, facials, lashes, all of these things go into personal care. Eating out, coffee, drinks, that is all in one category. Streaming, all of the streaming subscriptions that I have in that small corner over there, I have those here. And entertainment and miscellaneous is another one that I have. So that would just be anything, honestly, extra. So like if I decide to do, for example, this month I'm going to a concert and I'm going to the state fair. I don't have the concert budgeted out here because that had already been paid for, but I do have the state fair budgeted here, and I'm also going to like a winery, so I have all of that budgeted out right here. And in those categories I also have the due dates listed. I don't have them for all, but I have them for ones that I know I should keep at the top of mine. But anything that I usually pay like at the top of the month, like rent or, you know, groceries, I usually get those within the first few days or whatever. I don't really put a date for those because I know those are immediate payments that I like to go ahead and take care of. In a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put all of these budgeted out into the amount spent so you can actually see the summary tab and what my ratio is to my expenses, what my ratio is regarding my expenses and my income. I will call out the one reason I have the auto insurance highlighted is because I will probably need to go in and update that because I don't believe that's the actual cost of that this month. I think it's actually more, so I'll have to go in and adjust that when I actually find the bill and write that out. Lastly, this has a monthly savings column. So my monthly savings column includes everything from just generic savings, usually things that I put in my emergency savings. 401k, I don't have that budgeted out. I am contributing to my 401k, but I just don't have the percentage and the amount already in the spreadsheet. And I'm actually planning to increase my contribution, so that'll probably change anyway. And then the last two funds that I was talking about budgeting out for, home and travel. So for the home fund right now, I just want to put $250 a month in. Eventually I want to increase this, but I'm a person where whenever I put any money towards savings or put money to the side, I like to start off small just to see what I'm able to do and then increase it later on, because the worst thing that I could ever do, and this is one of the things I hate, is if I put money and a bunch of money away to the side and then I don't leave myself enough like padding as far as funding in my account, and then something comes up and then I need to take away from what I put aside for a particular thing. I don't like doing that. Even if I put money in the savings, my goal is to never touch any money that I put to the side. So I like to just start small, and if I can do more, increase later. Lastly, my travel fund, I'm only starting with $75. I eventually want to increase this. I really would like to do $150 a month, but I'm just starting small right now. The reason why I really want this travel fund is because I would like to just already have an account with money put in it where I could just travel off of, even if it's like a quick getaway trip, or if I say I want to take a domestic trip like on a particular weekend, maybe next month, then I want to have money to be able to do that. Not to say that I will, because as of now I don't have any more travel plans for the rest of the year that has not already been accounted for and paid for. Even as far as next year, I'm a person, if I do take a trip within the next year, it has to be paid for that year before. and it has to be booked that year before. But this travel fund will really be for any trips that I plan to take maybe later next year or 2025. But as of April and May of next year, all trips that I do have that are booked are already accounted for. Alright, so I have put all of the budgeted amounts into the spent category so that you can see the summary tab and how it will show you the percentage of income that you are spending from what you make. Mind you, again, this is just a placeholder, so it will show you the difference, and you can see the graph over here, which is one of the things I like. But like, it's a good way to see your money versus just seeing numbers. It's good to see graphs. It's good to see a visual, so that if you do feel like this is, hey, it's way too high, adjust accordingly. If you feel like, hey, this is kind of small, I might could spend a little bit more or have a little bit more spending money, you're able to do that. Again, what I like to do at the beginning of the month is go ahead and put those amount budgeted into the amount spent so that I can see if I need to adjust and if I need to take off anything from the budget. Then I'll go through and I'll adjust. If I do end up spending less than what I have budgeted out, I go and adjust it in the amount spent, and it just moves me to, and then it just allows me to move that money that I may have left to either savings or whatever. So that's what I do when I pay a bill. I go ahead and adjust the amount spent to the actual amount that I spent, because sometimes you may over budget for things. That happens. Sometimes you may under budget. I'll be honest, that is not my goal this month. I've done it in the past where I've actually eaten out more than what I budgeted for, and then I'm looking, and whenever I do that, I always highlight this as red. It's like, girl, you need to stop. So that is what I do whenever I do end up spending in a particular category. I go ahead and I adjust and add that amount to this particular category. But yeah, that's how I budget for the month. Comment below and tell me, what are your tools? What are your ways that you budget for the month? What are some things that help you budget for the month? I would love to see more ways. I'm always looking for different ways to plan out my budget, and even, you know, monthly planners. Tell me what you use to plan out your month. Also comment some of your monthly goals and how you reset for the month. You may reset by doing some self-care activities, or just, you know, setting some intentions and affirmations. What are some of the things that you do? Let me know in the comments. Also, while you do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and just join my family, join this YouTube family. And thank you guys again so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.